Hello, everybody, or hi, Tony and Tammy. That's all we have in the room right now. I'm sorry I didn't make it on Wednesday. I have not been feeling good all week, and I went to the doctor yesterday, and it's just my body's healing. Because I lost a portion of my liver when I had surgery earlier this year. My liver's growing back, which is part of the reason why I've been so tired. Is it's just my body going through that healing process, and it just sort of taps me out. Now the energy going on in the world isn't helping much, to tell you the truth, because people are worried about their finances, their health coverages. I'm worried about that because I'm on Medicare, and I have a supplemental plan, so my rates are going to be going up also. And I talked to my insurance company, and they assured me it's not going to be, because it could go up as much as 20%. They said, no, it's not going to be 20% for my plan, but they couldn't tell me exactly what the rates were yet because they hadn't published them yet. So I got to wait another week, just like 4 days, just like the rest of the world, before I can contact them and do my renewal on my policy and make sure that that's taken care of. So I'm dreading any increases, just like the rest of the world. And I like how the government's saying, the Republicans are saying, oh, we're working diligently to get this resolved while they're on vacation. I wonder how they're dealing. They're probably all with Ted Cruz over in where is it, the Caribbeans or wherever he went, while they're having a good time and not dealing with anything. So I'm going to throw cards for the collective while we're waiting for people to come in and join us. And we'll go from there. My deck is all mixed up. Okay, so I'm going to go run a 5. So what is the energy for the collective right now? Well, the underlying card is that Knights of Wands. That's us using our fire energy, our creativity, standing up to what we believe in and taking charge doing it. We're waiting for the tower moment. That's not our tower moment. I think that's Trump's tower moment. Getting these issues resolved, getting him stopped from turning the military on the public, etc. We get a victory card, so we will come out on top of this. Okay, we come into the reading for the collective. Hey, Viviana. I'm adding people to the list as we come in the room. Okay, we come into the reading with, for the collective, with the Hierophant. That's our connection with our spiritual connection with God, whatever you believe in. The higher powers, the one source, the one force, our spirituality. And this is an upward movement. We are all in a process of ascending, so we need to keep our faith that we are going to get through this period of time, and we are going to prevail during this period of time, because we will, as long as we stand up for what we believe in. We've got elections coming up this year. Really watch your political parties that are the new seats that are being offered. Do your research. Make sure that you are voting for somebody that you can entrust to stand up and represent your belief system. And realize that there will be Republicans that will probably change tickets. So, watch that too. Okay, we get the Magician. This is us putting out their fruition with our faith, with our strength, with our voices, putting it out to the universe what we're wanting to see, the direction in which we want to see. We can manifest this. We can put our positive prayers out there. Always put your prayers to the positive. Don't pray on the negative, because if you pray on the negative, you're giving that negative energy. You always want to keep your prayers very positive. What you're wishing for, positive. If you say, I don't want, well, spirit doesn't hear the don't. They hear, I want, because you're putting energy into the phrasing. They don't always hear the negative part of that phrasing. So always keep anything you put out to the universe on a very positive light. I'd like success. Don't say, I don't want it this way, I don't want it that way. No, I would like success. I would like to meet a person with these positive messaging trait. Don't say you don't want to meet an alcoholic, because now they're going to deliver you an alcoholic. So you got to keep it. Anytime you put any energy out in the fruition, always put it out in a positive light and not the negative. Write your list down. Make sure it's positive. If it is not stated in a positive manner, change the verbiage so it is totally positive. So, center of the reading is the Three of Wands. We're waiting for our ships to come in. We're waiting for this resolve to happen, for things to change. I think our ships coming in is that big change, the recognition through the courts, stopping the energies and stuff. I lived in Portland, Oregon for years. I worked in the downtown area. I can tell you that Oregonians are very, very by nature conservative people in the sense of not Republican conservative type people. They're conservative in lifestyle. They're down to earth. They're free spirited. They're environmentally concerned. Those are traits that are very common. Most of the state is farming community, rural communities, and all that. In downtown Portland, you walk downtown New York, nobody talks to each other. You walk downtown Portland, everybody says hi as you pass by. You nod your head. You ride the bus. It's very mellow, relaxing. It's a fabulous city to live in. I miss Portland. That's when I moved to California. That's where I left. It was Portland. And I did work in that downtown area. The federal building was 2 blocks from my office. I ate lunch up there all the time. They have a great potato bar in that, or at least they used to. But people aren't violent and destructive. I've never known anybody to get mugged in downtown Portland. The biggest problem I have in downtown Portland was have a big runaway and homeless population. And a lot of runaways go to Portland. I don't know why somebody would run away from home and move to one of the wettest climates in the world, but they do. Which has its own little drug problem. I think every city and youth, there's a drug issue, but they're not violent. They're not breaking into cars. They're not mugging people. They live in their own little lifestyle in that area. But it's a great place to live. Portland's one of those cities you have the downtown area and you turn around and you're in the suburbs. Most of Portland's made up of suburbs. And then you go a few miles farther and you're in farmland. And you drive an hour and a half and you're at the ocean or at a lake or in Washington or along the Willamette River, the Columbia River area where they sell surf on the river. I mean, it's a beautiful city. It is really a beautiful city. So I think they will overcome this. I watched the hearings. I didn't like the way they went. I didn't care for the representative for the Oregon side so much, the way she presented the case. And I was a paralegal, so I went to court a lot. So I didn't think she did that great of a job personally. I think I would have argued the fact that he sent federalized troops from another state in and declared a war. There was a war going on in Portland when even the judge, to the appeals court she's talking, the judge who works in the federal courts in Portland, drives that downtown area, can see for herself getting into the office. Um, there isn't riots, nothing's burning, there's nothing substantiating that. But yet he declared this emergency to call them in to resolve this when it's not happening. And yeah, I'm amazed that you know they went back to what was happening in June, and yeah, they had a little riot that the police got under control in 2 hours. There was some outbreak and stuff like that. The police were handling it, but that was June. It's a little late to be calling in the feds now to take care of an issue that happened in June, and I would have argued it on that point. Personally, if I was an attorney, but I'm not. But that's the way I would have argued the case. Is he sent them in without merit of a current situation happening? You don't declare something 6 months after the fact. It doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, that's my opinion, and I'm standing on it. From the Three of Wands, waiting for things to come in and decisions to be made. And I couldn't imagine what's going on in Chicago. The Page of Pentacles is the next card, and that is a message to us regarding our health, our finances, that we need to hold on to what we have. We need to be frugal with our money right now. I know this isn't the Four of Pentacles, but this is what my guides are saying. Be aware of your finances. I know prices are going up. Money's getting tighter and tighter. Like I said, watch how you're spending your money right now. I know a lot of people aren't going out and buying things that, on their wish list of everything you want to have. I know we have holidays coming up soon, changes of health insurance policies. All of that is going to impact us. So we just need to be diligent on how we're spending our money. Like I said, get all the adulting stuff done, all your standard bills, your grocery shopping, your house payments, your car payments, whatever, just basic bills you have, and look at what you have left and decide how much you're going to use for something you need now, and do that. Do that list of things you would like to purchase, buy, or whatever, and make a list. Do I need this now, or is it on my wish list? I'd like to have this. And then weigh it out how you're going to spend your money. I use that as it keeps me from impulse shopping. So that's where we're going with that. I do get the 10 of Cups. So this is the happy family. I think we're trying to make the best for our families right now. We're trying to stay happy. We're trying to keep in abundance, making sure that we have enough food in the house, all our obligations are taken care of, all that. So I see this continuing. We're holding on to this energy of happy family, that security and everything else. We need to keep on putting on a fruition what we want to see, how the country's moving forward with the Three of Cups. That's a celebratory card. So as we put our energy there, it will be fulfilled. Put positive prayers in there that we are going to come out good on the outskirts of everything that's happening now. We get the Page of Cups. That's that energy telling you that message that we do have abundance coming in our life. We will get that security. I always love this card because it has the little when the pigs fly right up in the corner of the card here. It's on this side. And a cup. And we're rising above the energy right now. So we need to trust that there will be abundance. We don't have to wait for pigs to fly for things to get better. Things will get better. We're working in partnerships with each other, with our loved ones, our business partners, etc. We're pulling together as a society right now in partnership, in love energy and in trust energy, and bounding together to fight for what we believe in and what we stand for. We need to be patient through this period of time. We can't rush through it. It's not going to happen any faster than it will. Yeah, we'd love to see Trump disappear from office and all that. Even when he does so, it's going to take some time for things to settle back down and at a new normal, because it's not going to return to what it was before he touched it. It's going to take time to rebuild trust, relationships, trade agreements, etc., etc. That doesn't happen overnight when the minute he walks out of the office. It's going to take time, and we need to be patient and temperate in that. Also, we need to take care of our health. Don't spend tons of time worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. Let's be present in the day. It's not that deck, but I think it's a great card. Be present in the moment. Watch your environment. Be aware of what's going around you and protect yourself that way. And be there for your neighbors and friends if you have services you can share, trades, if we get to the point where there is more rhetoric coming up, realize that sometimes having cash on hand may not do you any good when people are short on food and things like that. So always realize if you have enough abundance, you can set forth and help your neighbors and help each other out any way you can. And it may be easier to use some service you have as a trade deal rather than spending hard-earned cash that you may need for some other purpose later. So always keep that in mind. And then the final outcome card is that King of Pentacles. That's us financially being able to take care of our money, being able to keep that security in our lives. So realize we are in control of our own security. Yeah, there are some things that are out of control, like insurance rate prices right now. I do think there will be some resolve. After watching some of the speaking points, there are Republicans that are starting to turn against the straight ticket line of voting for this, because they go home and their states, their constituents, they're going to destroy the whole healthcare system in their states, and they're aware of it, which will not get them reelected. And if they want to hold political careers and stuff like that, where are they going to set their loyalty to? The people that they're supposed to be serving, or a president that has dementia? I mean, it may not keep their seats, but it's the right thing to do. And to quote Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I really don't like the woman. I don't like what she represents. She made a point. My kids are on the Affordable Care Act. This is going to impact their life, because God forbid she has tons of money. She's not going to help her kids out. But realistically, I worked for the county, and about 50% of the staff in the county, especially our secretarial staff, our support staff, the cost of carrying the health insurance for their families was basically writing, they covered the employee, but you have to pay for the family plans. And by the time you pay the rate on the family plan back 10 years ago when I was still working, our secretarial staff were literally almost giving their entire one entire check away to carry that plan. And when the Affordable Care Act came out, they encouraged people to sign up for it because it is income based. Now, the interesting part when I was looking into the threshold and stuff like that on the Affordable Care Act is, to qualify for the Affordable Care Act, you have to make $48,000 to $98,000 a year. If you're under $48,000, you may qualify for Medicaid, which they're also messing with. The premiums for those families at that rate run between $250 and $300, but they're talking about, and there is a website. I don't know what the website is, but there is a website that you can get a general calculation on what the new rates will be. But they're running the new rates for those income groups, and that's a $98,000 a year for a family of four is what they base that on. The premium rates are going to go from $250, $350 a month to anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Now, if you're making $48,000 a year and you're renting an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, say your family, a one parent or a married couple and a child, or a single parent and 2 children, you're talking about a 2-bedroom apartment in most areas that are going to start at about $1,200, $1,250 a month and go up to as much as $1,500 a month, depending on where you're living, unless you live in a very, very financially distressed state, which has lower rents, and there's not that many of them. And so the first $1,500 out of your paycheck is going to rent. Then you have $300 to $500 in utility bills, trash, heat, water, gas. You have car insurance that's going to run you $100 to $150 a month, and then you have co-insurance on your health insurance. So you better pray that you have very, very healthy kids who don't go to the doctor very often, and prescription drugs, and it starts adding up. But you throw a premium that's higher than your rent, and you're barely making it on that $48,000 just meeting your basic needs stuff. What happens is they can't afford the premium. They're not going to purchase the insurance. They're just not going to have the ability to pay that kind of premium. And that's where we lose health insurance. We go back to the way it was before Obamacare was available, with the reduction in the cost for the insurance and all that. And it even gets worse, because if you're in a divorce situation and you're the non-custodial parent, you're required to carry the health insurance by law, and that's in federal law. It's not just a state law. So if you're not carrying it through your employer on a family plan, and you can carry the Affordable Care Act plan, and you're hit with $2,000 on top of your child support, there's going to be a lot of hearings going on for modifications of child support orders. So mom's going to get less support, and dad's still going to have to pay health insurance. Mom, dad, it can be reversed. I work for child support service, so it can be reversed. But, it is such an unbelievable hardship to everybody, and to our medical services there. If you live in a rural area that doesn't have, that has a mix of people that are ACA and then privately insured, you may be losing your medical services, your medical facilities, your doctor's offices, your clinic groups, and things like that, because they can't sustain anymore, because they're losing the patient base and funding to cover the expenses because they're not insured, and not getting that federal offset and those funds. So, you're talking about shutting down of facilities. It makes it harder for everybody, not just the people that don't have the ACA, but all people. Even the insured will pay the price. And your local hospital may be shutting down, and the nearest medical facility you can go to, which is going to be overcrowded because everybody's going to the 1 or 2 that are left open, may be a 2 or 3 hour drive. So I worry about things like that. And I have health problems, and I live in a rural area that I tend to leave this area to go to the hospital. So it's not unusual for me to go to Fresno, to the bigger hospital, or go to, because they're a UCSF affiliate. So they have a med school and everything supported by the university there. I go to UCLA a lot, which is a 3 hour drive. And that's a real hardship, because for me to go to UCLA, and I was going once a week there, a year or so ago, it runs me $100 between the gas, the parking, co-pays, and all that. It's $100 a pop shot every time I had to go to LA. And that adds up on the budget. If you're going 4 times, that's an extra $400 or $500 a month. And I packed lunch and everything. We didn't eat out while we were down there. I packed up lunches and everything, and usually lunches and dinner or snack, depending on what time of day we were going in. So we could turn around and come back home unless I had to be admitted or stay overnight. And then you're talking about another 150 for a hotel room or whatever. It adds up fast. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I don't have an extra $400, $500 a month to spare. Only in my dreams. It's just part of the reason why we're wanting to sell out and leave California and move to a lower cost of living area, so that we can reduce our house payment and all that. So we do have a little bit of money, so that we can do one of those vacation things that I think I may have taken maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. I always like to make a joke about it. A vacation thing, something I never get to experience. My family's vacation idea is going to see relatives. I don't think vacation at my relatives' house is a vacation, but that's a visiting relatives. And yes, that usually always happen around one of the major holidays. But anyways, I guess it's going to be a very small room today. I don't mind at all. I'll do 5-card draws for everybody's in. Always nice when it's small because everybody gets big readings. Okay, I'm just going through to make sure that I am. Since I'm doing 5-card draws, if you want to ask a question, you can do a $5 donation, or if you'd just like to send in a donation, buy me a cup of coffee, so to speak, that would be great. Tammy asked me how I was feeling in the I saw it when I was going up. I've been really tired lately. I have been sleeping a lot, going to bed early mostly. Yeah, I usually go to bed about 8:30, 9 o'clock because I'm getting old. And I tend to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to 6:30 in the morning. That's the 6:30 sleeping in for me. But 3:30, I usually wake up every morning at 3:30, 3:33 exactly. I wake up, that's what it says on the clock. No alarms, nothing. If I'm lucky, I can lay back down and sleep for another hour or so. Usually I'm awake at 3:30 though, regardless of what time I go to bed. Usually I could go to bed about 9:30ish. Sometimes a little later. But we lived on a ranch for years, so I get up early because I used to live on a ranch, and I get up and do 2 or 3 hours of chores before I went to work, back when I was working. And then, and my daughter in high school, she's 40 now, so it's been 20 years since she's been in high school. But when she was in high school, she was on the swim team, and she had 5:30 swim practice. So I would get up, throw a jacket on over my pajamas, and drop her off at school. Get out of the car. But she had to be there at 5:30 swim practice. So yeah, that's what happened. So after getting up early like that for years and years and years, it's just second nature. But I've been going to bed like at 3:30, 4 o'clock because I'm exhausted. Just because my body's healing and all that. So yeah, I've been sleeping long periods of time, and I'm not one of those people that sleeps a lot. I don't take naps normally. I've never been like that. I'm up, I'm very outgoing and very energetic. I've been too tired to do a lot of things. So I've been just listening to my body and taking it easier than normal. But I'm feeling good. The scars from all the surgeries I went through all that tissue is healing right now. And because I wore that med vac, and they left open wounds that I had to wear that vac on and rebuild skin tissue. A couple of the wounds were about 2.5 to 3 inches deep, and all that. It takes a while for, even though it's healed over, it takes a while for that tissue to build up and become totally healed. And, anybody that's ever had a cut or anything, they get itchy as they're healing, and all that tissue growth happens. And I have these deep, deep, deep itches in 2 of the deeper wounds that I had that have been just driving me crazy. And when I was talking to my doctor, I said, is there something I can do? Because the topical lidocaine isn't working. I said, I take a hot bath, and as soon as I get out, I put it on so it absorbs in better. And she goes, well, that's good. That does help. And I says, yeah, for about all of maybe an hour. And then I said, and I would just want to reach inside myself and scratch it from the inside because it's itching all the way through. So she's putting me on a medication to stop the itch. And told me if my liver is acting up, it's not going to work. That the itching could be from a liver. I said no, because when I was in the hospital after I lost that portion of my liver, I got the itching from having lost my liver, and that's more, it hits the legs and the back, and your skin gets really dry. It's a different kind of itchy feeling. And she goes, yeah, you're right. And I said, no, this is definitely just on the scars. And I said, I cover them with Band-Aids because I tend to scratch it in my sleep. And I don't want to scratch, put abrasions on the new skin. So that's the one thing that's driving me totally crazy. But I've been off pain meds for 6 weeks now, and I'm having a bout of pancreatitis, which I have chronic pancreatitis. So it was nice to have the month break because I had a continuous attack for 9 months. So, but it's back now. But it's not as bad as it was. We switched up my meds and reduced them, so I can take a step program if I need more. I can, the way she wrote the prescription, I can take the lowest dose, or if I need a little bit more, I can take more. I don't take pain meds unless I'm actually in pain. And I usually wait till the pain gets intolerable before I take them. But, other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. I've just been tired. So, and when I'm tired, I lose my concentration. And then after I get off from reading for 2 hours, I zonk out because it really takes a lot of my energy. So, anyways, that's the reading for the collective. Anyways, I think we got as many people as we're going to get in. We have 4 people in the room. I have on my list, and if there's somebody that snuck in that I didn't see, I have Tammy, Tony, Vivian, and Marby in the room. And anybody that comes in the room, I'll keep adding people to the list as we go through the list. But I'm going to do 5 card readings, and I have my Namaste cards out. So I'm going to pull a Namaste card. Like this deck. They're neat little sayings. We did finally make it completely through the postcards from Spirit. So I shuffled that deck, and tomorrow I'll be pulling those. And it's been a while because I've been going through the deck and just putting every card I read towards the back. So I'm not repeating cards again and again. So I would get completely through the deck. And that's the first time I made it completely through all 52 cards in that deck. So I've reshuffled those. I'm going to stick it back and recycle those. I really like those cards, but I also have my surrender cards. I have other oracles. I probably need to pull some out and look at them and see which ones they are. And I have one I've written that I haven't got the illustrations done that I'd like to publish. But what I should do is make up just my deck without the art and start using those too, because I gotta find my notebook where I wrote. It's in my room, sitting in this stack over here that you can't see on my spotlessly clean table. Haha. I'm like, I remind myself of my crazy math teacher who had, his desk was a pile of paperwork, and you'd ask him for something. He'd reach in the pile and pull it out. That's the kind of organization my desk usually looks like. It looks like a chaotic mess. Even my work desk, I usually had stacks of folders, but I always knew where everything was. I just don't organize the way other people do. My office, I really need to pack my office down. And my office is also my sewing room, which is why you see sewing on top of my bookcase along with reference books and stuff. And a lot of my reference books I have digitally in my Kindle too. So when I use them, I usually pull them up in my Kindle because I can search faster in my Kindle for things. Okay, first up on our list is Tammy. It says I have 9 in the room now. Let's see who's come in. Oh, hi, Brenda. Hello, Brenda. Let's see, Marby. Let's add Brenda. Are you going to be on tomorrow, Brenda? I'm assuming you are. Everybody knows Brenda in the room that's in the room right now. Looks like who died, Tammy? Yeah, I cut my hair. I got it really short this time, Brenda. I got a little carried away. I can believe how fast it grew because I cut it like 2.5 weeks ago and it was already getting in my face and my eyes. Okay. And yes, I do cut my own hair. I like doing it. I did get it really short this time though, but in a couple weeks it'll grow out like I normally just cut it. So I don't usually go with such short bangs. They're really, really short, but they were getting like halfway down to my eyes, and I fringe cut them, so you don't necessarily see what's getting in my eyes. It drives me crazy though, having bangs on my eyes. Okay, so first on the list is Tammy, and let me start so when I look up I know who I'm reading for. Okay, so we're going to do 5 card readings today because I can. And if a bunch of people come in late, anybody after Brenda is going to go to a 3 card reading. Because I want to keep my time down to about an hour and a half. And, I'm already 30 minutes into gabbing. So the underlying card, Tammy, is the 5 of Swords. So you're feeling like you're a little bit out in the desert, but you've got your cup on this card. So the cup's telling me you do have abundance in your life. And you have the ability to get there. This is like a form of depression. You're just feeling a little bit outside of things right now. But realize you do have your cup. Your cup is full. You have abundance in your life. And you just can work through that energy. If something's not serving you, let it go. Set yourself free from it. Cut those cords. The card behind that, these are the underlying card of the reading, is that 4 of Cups. You have offers coming towards you. Remember to take every offer into consideration because no offer is a bad offer. And then go with your heart. The one that's going to fulfill you the most is the one you should go with when you're looking at offers that are being presented to you. And this is going to allow you to rise above. You get the 4 of Pentacles, but I like this. The 4 of Pentacles is you're storing your money in the top of the tree where it's safe and nestled away. This is your ability to be frugal. It's storing up for the winter. It sort of reminds me of there's a squirrel at the bottom of the tree right here, and it caught my eye. I thought, yeah, it's like storing up the acorns for the winter so that you have enough to make it through for later. So I always love it when I get new imaging off a card because I never noticed this card having that little tiny squirrel at the bottom of that tree. So be frugal with your money. As you come into the reading, we get the Inspiration of Cups, which is that Queen of Cups. That's your nurturing side. That's you taking care of yourself, your family, people that you love in your environment. And I love the way this card is depicted with the seashell, but you've got all those bubbles, and those bubbles remind me of spiritual orbs. You have spirit around you helping guide you through this journey. You get the 4 of Wands telling you have a great foundation, and Wands, of course, being creative. That's that creative energy, that fire energy. You can achieve anything you want, and you have a really great foundation to stand on, and you use your creativity to get things done. So I love that energy. You get the Spirit of Swords. The Spirit of Swords in this deck is that messenger card. And the Spirit of Swords is, I love the way it's depicted. I'm seeing a lot of imaging today. It's these blue jays flying and soaring around with that Spirit of Swords, that you're standing in your truth. And the blue jays are messengers. Any bird is a messenger, but it's a messenger of having faith and standing in that in your truth, in your strength, and being that warrior, standing up for what you believe in. But you're not doing this alone, Tammy. You're doing this in partnership with other people, with the Two of Cups. And this can be family members, a significant other, but you're not alone in this battle. You're doing it with a partner and in conjunction with that. So it's beautiful energy that you have this connection with people. And you're still working through things in your past. We've got the Moon card, which is the 18 card, and 18 in numerology is 1919. 8 is 9, and 9 is a completion or an ending. So whatever shadow work you've been doing in your past, things that were maybe not resolved, or you're working through issues from your past, you're overcoming. This is an ending of that cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. So I love the energy of these cards, Tammy. Blessings to you. Let me pull a Novice Day card. I'm just going to cut the deck and pull the bottom card of the deck. Oh, love the imaging. This beautiful angel. It says, blessing from the beloved. Love unfolds your wings, and you will fly high above the earth into the realm of heaven, blessed by the light of her beautiful soul, and you'll enter into an emerald heart of the Divine Mother, which is full of eternal blessings. The world is a playground waiting to be explored and beloved. Novice Day. And that beautiful card. I love that card. Okay. Next up on the list is Tony. I hope everything is going great for you, Tony. And my guide said, oh, things are going great. So we're going to have to get together and catch up on what's been going on in your work life. Curious since I last heard from you. But I feel like things are going really good. At least that's what my guides are telling me. So let's see what we get for you, Tony. Second, and I'll change the name on the screen. Just looking to see if we have anybody new in, because I'm not broadcasting on both YouTube and StreamYard. I can only see the chat with a delay, so, and I'm sorry for that. Oh, thank you, Viviana, for posting my PayPal and information. Okay. Tony. Oh, Tony's. Okay, the underlying card of the deck is the stars. And that's you're putting your energy out to fruition, and spirit is all around you, helping bring that to light for you. You've been having some sleepless nights, Raylan. This is just a temporary obstacle. That is just a little bit of restlessness as you're waiting for things to happen and occur. We all do that. but everything is going good. You're in that period of awakening, your ascension, your connection with your higher self, and with spirit. So you're going in the right direction, and you are working in partnerships with others to get your goals and achieve your goals. So you've been working alongside other people, putting your ideas out there, your proposals out there, etc. And it is going to pay off for you, yes, because you get the wheel of fortune. You're moving in the right direction. You're continuing to move forward in your life in the right direction. You're on your path. We go into the reading with the embodiment of swords, and that is the embodiment of swords. And my deck is the King of Swords. That is putting out there in fruition. This is that transitional period. This king is throwing out there what he wants to achieve, and he's standing in his power. He is putting it out there, putting it all in, and doing the hard work to achieve his goals. And that's what you've been doing here. You get the higher self card in this deck. We have the spiritual cards. Yes, you're reaching deep inside you and saying what is it that I want? What do I want to achieve? All that. And you're reaching that higher consciousness. You're not thinking everything on the surface now. You're reaching in deep inside of you and coming up with that energy. This is also your connection with spirit and guidance of your angels. So you're working in conjunction with your higher self and your guardian angels, and taking that and making happen what you want to achieve. Center of the reading is the Four of Cups. You have options coming your way. This will be abundance. These options will bring you that abundance. Take and consider every option that's available to you. Ask questions. Don't make any rash decisions, but follow your heart when you do make that decision, and it will bring you that abundance. You have been juggling things around lately, trying to make changes in your life and make things happen. And as you move forward, you get the Two of Pentacles. So you're no longer going to be juggling, but you're going to find that beautiful balance that you've been looking for. And it is coming towards you. And then you get the embodiment of Pentacles. Not only did you work hard, fight for what you believe in, put all that energy out into the projects, stuff that you want to achieve, but you get the embodiment, the King of Pentacles, saying that your success is going to lead to more financial stability. So I love these cards for you, Tony. And we're going to have to get together, and I'm going to have to catch up. What's going on? Of course, I could dive into it, but don't want to do that without your consent. So I love your cards, so I think you're still on the right path. You're moving in a really great direction, Tony. And cards are always coming very positive. Okay, and an oracle card for you. The blessing of creativity. I love this. Look at that beautiful oak tree, strong strength, a star right in the middle. It says, express yourself creatively and reconnect with your inner child. The ideas and inspiration surface. Express them without thought, censorship, or judgment. Don't try to make sense of things. Just allow, just feel, just be. This is the time where all is possible, and you are limited only to what you think is impossible. Namaste. So I like that. I do like these cards. I don't know why I don't use them more. Okay. Next up on the list is Vivienne. Starting to get those winter weathers out there, Vivienne. My daughter's in Jersey now, and she's no longer in Pennsylvania. And she says it's cooling off quite a bit. They're right at the end of it being warm enough to, she's taken up paddle boarding. The girls love it. Send me a bunch of pictures. But starting to almost get a little too cold to go out there now. Okay, the underlying card of this reading is that Ten of Swords. Realize your ship is out there in the ocean now. You're headed towards the light. I always like to see this as the sunrise, not the sunset. But you're no longer at this dock that's a little messed up and in disarray. So you're moving into that new beginning, and you're headed towards the light. We get the Ace of Swords. That's you standing in your strength, your power, and it's your warrior energy. It's that take charge energy that allows you to fight and represent exactly what it is you represent, that you believe in, and what you're willing to fight for. You're rising above with the Seven of Swords. You're not being defeated by any challenges right now. You're rising above those and standing in your power as you move forward during this period of time. And you get the Ten of Cups. By doing that, it brings you abundance. It brings you that abundance in your life and that happiness in your life you're always seeking. We come into the reading with the message of be present in the moment. See, I love that card, and here it comes up. So be present in your in the moment of every day. Don't live in the past, and always be present in the moment so that you can make decisions realistically for your future. You get the World card, and right now you're in that transitional period where you're a butterfly. You've gone and you're flying up in the sky. You found your freedom and that new beginning, and you're on the right path. So realize that you are the choices you make and the direction you're going is all in the right path. And this is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, because this is the last card in the tarot that ends a cycle. But it's telling you you're ascending and you're going in the right direction in this journey. You may have a little bit of worries coming up, but you do have abundance in your life. We get that Five of Swords. This is that emotional card. Well, it's emotional because the cup's in the card, but the swords is standing in your truth. You're worried about what's going on socially right now in our environment, because you do live in an area that is impacted with some of the blueness that's happening in life. Don't put a lot of energy into worrying about what hasn't occurred yet. You have abundance here. Don't put that energy in there. Only focus on what's serving you. And like it said, be in your present and stand up for what you believe in, and you'll be okay. Put out into fruition what it is you're wanting to achieve and what you're wanting your world to look like, because you get the stars, and as you set that energy out to the stars, it will come back in abundance. You have all your guides around you with these orbs all around you and the water flowing, bringing that back to you and helping guiding you through this period of time. So you have control of the situation. Put out there in the universe what it is you want to achieve, what goals you want to achieve, in the direction you want your world to go in, and it will be answered. Don't allow the periods of time and all the ruckus. You need to untune from the news, which I know is hard to do, but if it's keeping you up at night and giving you these sleepless nights with this Nine of Swords, don't allow it to. You need to focus on your present and stay in the now and look at everything from the positive perspective. Don't watch the news and fall into the fear, the gloom, and doom. Okay? That's a message to us all right now. With all the political aspects happening that seem to be what this administration wants us to focus on the negative and all the impacts it's going to have on us. And we're all worried about our finances. We're all worried about prices. We're all worried about health insurance. We're worried that the next town that's going to get hit by the military is going to be our towns. Well, I live rurally, so it's probably not going to be my town, but I live in a very red area too, because this is farm country. Right now we have farmers losing crops galore because they're deporting the workers that pick the crops. So I can tell you food shortages is going to be an issue coming up because a lot of the crops that come out of California are not being sold overseas or domestically because they're not getting picked. Fresno has a huge tomato crops that normally sell in Canada. They're getting turned away. They're not even getting picked. They're going through and now salvage farming. A lot of that will be turned into canned goods. They aren't rotting yet, but they're not table ready. And as they start getting a little more compromised fruit and little blemishes on them, they turn them into canned goods. I actually, when I went grocery shopping, I got canned tomatoes for 58 cents a can. I have not seen them that cheap forever. Of course, I bought a case of them because of the price. That's when I always say be frugal with your money, and when you're grocery shopping, pick up a little extra. But when they're half price, I got a 24 pack. It's not like a case of 48 or whatever, but I have an abundance of tomatoes now, and I still bought 3 pounds of fresh tomatoes because I cook with a lot of fresh tomatoes. So I'm going to roast some of those tomatoes. I'm going to do, I found a great website. I should put the link, if I figure out how to put the link in my post. It's how to can fresh tomatoes without using preservative and not having to do a pressure canning process or a hot bath. And I watched one that the Amish do, and I watched one that they do overseas, and fascinating. They use just a little bit of salt, a few tablespoons of vinegar, and boiling water, and they fresh pack them, and they stay fresh and preserved up to a year. I love canning. You just use fresh jars. You sterilize your jars and mason lids, and because you pour the hot water in, then you take it out, you reheat the water, and then you pour it back in. It causes the cans to seal. And you flip them upside down, and then it's like you've done the hot bath and everything for them, those of you that's ever canned. But it's quick and easy, and they're still there. You can pull them out. They're still like table fresh. And I buy a lot of Rome tomatoes, the plum tomatoes, because they are the sweetest ones, and I make salsa, and I make spaghetti sauces and stuff like that out of them. And they don't have a lot of seeds, so I don't have the problems with all the seeds. So I cook a lot with the plum tomatoes anyways. Just a helpful hint. But yeah, watch those this time of year that canned foods do go on sale. So if you are doing some stocking up and you're wanting to plan a little bit extra spending money, anytime, always the way I remember is when the harvest moon comes, so do all the canned good sale prices. This time of year they go on sale. Like I worked in a grocery store when I was in high school, and this is the time of year people stock up on canned goods. So watch your ads for canned goods. I don't eat a lot of canned fruits. I do canned goods. I eat mostly fresh because I live in California and we have the availability for fresh foods year round. But and then my second choice is fresh frozen, flash froze, because it has better retention in the vegetables. And then I always keep a small stock of green beans and peas and canned beans. I buy dry beans in bulk and things like that because I eat a lot of beans. And I pressure cook them. It takes the gas out of them. So I have an Instant Pot. So if you have an Instant Pot and you haven't made beans in the Instant Pot, and if you set them on the pressure cook for beans, I always bump it up from the 30 minutes it normally takes to cook. I cook them for about 45 minutes, but it removes the gas, and you don't have to put baking soda or anything to release the gas out of. Remember, when you cook beans, never put potatoes in your beans because the potato will absorb the gas, and if you eat the potato, oh, you'll be sorry. So, anyways, don't put potatoes in your cooking beans, and if you do, put a whole potato in and then throw it out. Don't eat it. Don't serve it. It will upset your stomach. I'm going to start writing a cookbook too. Everybody's been begging me, and my dietitians keep on begging me to do a vegetarian, and I'm not a full-fledged vegetarian. I can't remember the term. I eat eggs and cheese and dairy products, and I eat fish and a little bit of chicken. I'm actually, since I've had surgery, my stomach reconstructed, I'm actually eating more meat now. I'm eating meat about 3 times a week, and I feel better eating the meat. It's still hard on me to digest, but I need the carnivore protein. I feel better with it, but I still eat primarily vegetables and eggs and cheese. But and I love to cook, so I'm going to start working on the cookbook. Can't tell how long it's going to take me, because if I do it, I'm going to run all the recipes through a program, so I can get all the nutritional values and everything on there. I have a software program that I can run, so that it'll break down all the ingredients based on the number of servings, what the nutritional contents are, the calories, the carbohydrates, and all that. So when I write out, I'll run it through that program, so I have all the nutritional facts to go along with there, along with the fresh and or products I use while I'm canning, or while I'm cooking, because it does change the way foods taste. Okay, Viviana, a card for you. Blessing to oneness. Bring your awareness within and connect with the eternal you. Love, abundance, and blessings flow through you. Feel the deep sense of peace and feel the oneness, the clarity, and the perfection, and the love that you truly are. I love that. Isn't that a beautiful card? Perfect for this season, isn't it? We are heading towards the fall season, and I believe your areas, you should be getting some of those fall leaves now. I look forward to moving back to a 4-season area. California isn't 4 seasons where you have the true 4 seasons. I miss that, because I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, where the maple, well, I lived right on top of Canada too, so we had maple trees all up and down our block. And the fall, the colors of all the trees changing, the reds and the blue. Mine out here won't change for probably about another month. And what I have is a white willow. But it turns beautifully flaming red before it drops all its leaf and makes a huge mess all over my yard. But it's a gorgeous tree in the summer, although the guys butchered the front of it. And it's just beautiful when it turns into those autumn leaves. And that will start happening. They'll start turning probably at the end of October. And into November. I miss that. I don't miss having to rake the maple tree leaves, because they're huge trees, and we burned leaves where I grew up. We would put them out in the streets, and because it snowed in the area I lived right on top of Canada, and we got anywhere from 4 or 5 feet of snow or more. We had the offset streets because the snowplows would go through. So we would pull it out, and the street would be paved in the middle, and then it'd be graveled on the sides, and then you'd have your sidewalk in your yards. So everybody would put big piles of leaves, and we're talking about the piles you can run and jump in and not hit the bottom. And we burned them, which I live in California now. You don't burn in California. You cause a lot of pollution. But the air's so fresh and clean that everybody burned the leaves after they fell. But, oh, God, you'd rake for a week getting all those leaves up. And that was before leaf blowers and all that, which I hate, because have landscapers that live across the street, and they've got the high-powered ones that are just noisier than. And I swear he has to run that thing daily in his yard. Okay, Marby is next. I'm a little chatty today, aren't I? I've been cooped up, sleeping too much, and not out and about visiting anybody. I had a jumper. Oh, when I found my crystal, it was on the floor. The jumper was the awakening card. I love it. That's for you, Marby. Beautiful awakening energy. You've got spirit all around you. Okay. The underlying card of the reading is the Action of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. He's a slow-moving card, but he's a steady card, letting you know that your finances will be steady coming in. We get the Six of Swords, moving from troubled water into calmer waters. That's always a good one, huh? And the Inspiration of Cups, that's your ability to nurture and take care of everything. Have abundance in your life and create abundance all around you. So I love it. Okay. Okay, coming into the reading. Remember, you are being guided right now. You're in that phase of awakening. You have angels around you. You get the embodiment of cup. The embodiment of cups is that King of Cups. That's that nurturing king, the king that brings abundance to the household and stuff. And I love that you get the Inspiration of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So this is security within your household, with your spouse or significant other, or those that are important in your family that help contribute to all of that in your family. You do have a little bit of depression going on, a little bit of worry, because I have the Five of Cups, and I don't know, this card always just reminds me of just a little bit of depression, the rain, it's a little gloomy out. You need to just refocus yourself, look at what's going on around you, and if it is not serving you, you need to sever yourself from that energy and think about what you need to do in a positive way to move forward. Always think of the positive. Don't dwell on the negative energy. And right now, that seems to be my message from my guides today is if you're watching too much news and you're sitting in that fear energy, you need to let that go, and you need to look on what do you need to do to bring happiness and abundance in your life and security into your life. Don't worry about what's happening politically. Think about the present. What do you need to do today to keep that stability going on? You're driving your own chariot. Great lead into this card with a chariot card. You are driving your own chariot, and you got the smartest animals in the ocean, the orchids, the dolphins, helping pull your boat along that chariot ride. You're doing this and using your intuition and your power to steer this boat. So you have that. You drive your own purpose, and you're moving fast and swiftly through this. You know what it is you want to achieve, and you have this. You still got a little bit more worry coming on. You're feeling like things are drying up around you, but there you've got your cup, that cup signifying abundance. This is the Five of Swords. So stand in your truth, stand in your strength, your power, and know that you're going to get through this. You're not out in the desert with nothing to drink. You've got your goblet. It's full. You have that abundance, and you're going to make it through this time. Like I said, don't dwell on the negative. Look at the fact that you've got a cup, and your cup is full. It's not half empty. It's half full. Doesn't show it either way, but. And I like that around that cup, there's little plants coming up. See? Little plants coming up around the base of that cup. So, which shows you life, a life. It is time to be frugal, though. you get the Four of Cups. You're storing away a little bit of money for that rainy day, or, like I said, that squirrel's popping out on this card for me today. In fact, if you could see the details of this card, there's Four Pentacles sitting on the mother lode of the trunk of this tree filled with acorns. So, yes, put away a little for a rainy day, for an emergency. Be frugal with your money. Spend your money wisely. Don't go in any crazy shopping sprees. But like I said, it's time of year in the USA that you're starting to see all this canned food sales and stuff. So if you need to stock up your pantry with a little bit of extra acorns for your cupboard, now's the time to do that. Watch those sales ads and stuff like that. You can really save a lot of money when you buy, if you normally buy 4 cans, buy 8 because the price is so good. That's a very good frugal way to spend your money. You buy it now while it's on sale, so you have it for later when you need it. And canned goods have shelf lives 2 or 3 years long. Look at some cans expire depending on what product is in them. So watch the expiration date. I went through my pantry, just reorganizing it because my husband's been putting groceries away, and I'm a little bit OCD, and all my pantry is usually organized by product with all the labels turned forward, all in a row, double stacked. So when I do my grocery list, I open the cupboard and I see the can of soups, the can of green beans, the can of applesauce, the can of, whatever I have in there. And I know I need to pick up whatever's missing because I usually keep about a half a dozen of everything. Some things I keep more of, some things I don't. I don't use that many canned goods, but I've got 2 cases of tomato sauce. I bought tomatoes because they were on sale for 78 cents a can. They usually run like $1 something a can in our area when they're not on sale. They dropped down to 78 cents a couple weeks ago when I got paid. I picked up a case then, and I hadn't used them up. Then they went on sale for 58 cents a can. I bought another case. I didn't need them, but I went ahead and bought them because I will use them because I cook with a lot of stewed tomatoes, and I got the diced tomato. I got the diced tomatoes because you actually get more tomatoes in the can with that. Plus, I bought 4 pounds of tomatoes too. I really do like to cook with tomatoes. So I did the same thing with onions. I didn't realize I still had a whole bag of onions that I had bought 2 weeks ago that I hadn't even opened yet, and I bought another bag. And so I actually need to go in and chop up some onions. And onions, you can, if you're not using them up fast enough, you can chop them up and put them into quart bags and freeze them. And they freeze beautifully. And then you can just, I dice them up, you can freeze them. And then you pull them out and you put them in your skillet and saute them. And they taste just like fresh cut. It doesn't change the sweetness of them or anything. And then you don't lose any of your onions. So if I use Vandalia onions that have like your Spanish onions have a longer shelf life. Those you can store like potatoes. They're great for months. But the Vandalia onions, the Walla Walla onions are a sweeter onion. Even your red onions have a shorter shelf life. So they will go bad in a week or two, depending on how fresh you're getting them in your area. So if you do have an abundance of onions and you're afraid they're going to go bad, chop them up and freeze them. And just put them in freezer bags, in little Ziploc freezer bags, or if you have a food sealer, which I have both. And I buy when I buy meat, because I don't eat a lot of meat, I break it down into serving sizes, and I use the sealer, the vacuum sealer, because it keeps freezer burnt away, so you don't have the freezer burnt issues. But it works great. I need to cook today. Okay. And the Namaste card for you. I like the artwork on this deck. I don't know. I don't have the box. I can't tell you who wrote the deck. But it says, now is the blessing. Life is a timeless moment in the eternal now. You perceive a yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but in reality, there's only now. Focus Focusing on the past or the future keeps you from fully living and receiving life's blessings. Bring your awareness within, and you will receive timeless blessings. Namaste. And that goes to the, what did we start out this today with our readings? And the first thing that popped in my head is be in the present. Here's the supporting message for that. Let's live in the present. So I like that. I'm going to have to start doing theme readings. Today one popped out. So, anyways, blessings to you, Marby. And next up is my lovely friend, Brenda. So nice to see you, Brenda. My blood sugars are still going up and down a little bit. They're getting much better, though. So I'm watching that carb intake a little tighter than I usually don't have to worry about it, but my body's still overreacting to those carbohydrates a bit. It's just I had a conversation with her the other day in a chat. Those of you that are missing out. So now it looks like I have a bunch of people that have entered the room. I'm sorry, I'm not watching the chat so much. Trend Zone, there you are. I'm going to add you to the list because I have time still. What else came in the room? Okay. Red Dragon. I like your name. Okay, I'm just looking to see if I missed anybody else. Yeah, here's Makaya. I may have mispronounced that. Let's see. Makaya. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not watching the chat because I'm only streaming in StreamYard, so it's hard for me to read the chat while I'm reading the cards. Oh, and Dean did make it, and I was just thinking I hadn't seen Dean come in. Hey, Dean. Tried to get Dean to come on today, but he's doing report cards. I'm sure he'd much rather be with me than working on his report cards, but like he said, it's just sort of nice to be able to sit down and focus on it. And we have Carrie G also. You guys all came in late. Okay, looks like I caught everybody else. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see you come in because I haven't been bouncing back and forth between the chat room and the cards I had started. Okay. Underlying reading of the card is, oh, Bernie, you got my temperance card. Temperance. Take care of your health, get lots of rest, stay grounded. You know the drill. So, and be patient, of course. You're getting recognized for something with the Six of Wands, and I love this card because it's just a bunch of cameras flashing, showing me that you're getting recognized, getting your picture taken. So people are recognizing you. Oh my God, say you've got more people coming into your room. So you're going to be, I'm seeing your channel growing. Yep, that's what they're saying. Yep. Your channel's going to be growing. So watch for all those new viewers coming in. I think you're picking them up a lot on your live streams too, or on your, you're going to pick them up in your channel, but they're seeing your astrology readings. That's drawing people towards you. You also get the Emperor. This is you and your strength in your spiritual self and your connection with the divine and the gifts that you bring, that God has given you and that you share and bring to others. So I love that. We come into the reading with the Nine of Wands. That Nine of Wands is an obstacle card, but this is really an obstacle. You are that turtle running to the sea, getting on with that new adventure. This is that new beginning. And of course, the seagull's trying to catch the little turtles as they're running to the sea, but he's going to miss. And they're all going to make it out to the ocean to ride those waves. They're reminding you, spirits, reminding you too, the theme of the day, stay in the present. So don't look at the past, but work in the current present, in the now, stay in that now as you're moving through this period of time. Any obstacles you have coming in your way are not going to be a problem. You have that Ten of Wands energy, that creative energy, that strength, that knowledge of taking obstacles and moving them out of your way so that you can move forward with this Ten of Wands. And of course, Ten of Wands is that ending and the new beginning. So you're not going, even though you may have an obstacle that comes in your way, you'll easily get past that and move forward. You get the Spirit of Pentacles. That is the messenger telling you things are going to be financially okay. The money's going to come in. Don't worry about your finances right now. Things are on a steady pace. So I love that. And you are the Empress. Of course, you get the lucky elephants and the butterflies within this card, telling me that you have a great memory, great strength, and that luck that comes from the symbolism of the elephant, and of course, that transitional connection with God and power, and the ascension. So I love these cards for you, Brenda. And of course, Brenda will be on tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific time, which is 2 o'clock Eastern time. And I'm not going to do the European times because I think there's a 7 or 8 hour difference. Time's changing in different parts of the world. So I don't know what time zone you're in. Our time, I think yours is changing this month. Ours isn't changing till November 7th. When the United States will change times, except for the state of Arizona, which doesn't change. Wish they would adopt that nationwide. They've talked about it and they've never implemented it yet, but it would just be easier if we didn't have to roll our clocks back and forth. But so Brenda, I don't know if your time has changed or not yet, but normally it is 2 o'clock Ontario time, or is that right? No. Quebec time, whatever time. I don't know what they call your time zone. Eastern time in Canada versus Eastern time in the United States. Ours won't change until November 7th, like I said. So if you don't have that marked on your calendar, of course, most of us have iPhones and they change automatically. And we just have to remember to change it whenever it's appropriate for the time zone of the country you're living in. Okay. Oh, yes. Let me pull you a Namaste card. It is his blessings to patience. I would like to show the cards. Oh, I like that. See the light through the trees. It says, a blessing comes disguised as a setback or a delay. This card is confirmation that you are on the right path. With patience and perseverance, you will reach your goals. All is accomplished in perfect timing. Namaste. always like the way she writes the cards. Okay. Next up is Trinzone. Okay, somebody sent me a donation. And it was Gerald. I had that feeling you did. Something told me to look. I hope all is going well. Our friend Gerald lives in and about the Chicago area, so I hope all is peaceful and going well there. You've been in my prayers since they started doing those ridiculous. I hope you're not in the fray of all that garbage. And I love your mayor and your governor. Made the crazy not go crazy on all the people. I think they're getting out of control. You're getting beautiful cards, so Gerald. Underlying card is the Four of Pentacles. Mr. Midas Touch, be frugal with your money right now. The devil's in the myths. I think that's probably an impact on your city right now. Don't let them get to you. Just keep safe. You get the Three of Swords. There might be some heartbreak coming away. I think that's just a disruption to the city in which you're living. Like I said, keep safe, and stand for what you believe in, but don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be in harm's way. Please. You get the Spirit of Cups. That's the abundance. That's a message you're telling you do have abundance coming towards you. So go with the flow, but the way things are going right now, and stay safe. I keep on hearing stay safe. So, I know you're out and about because I know what you do for a living, and that can put you into vulnerable situations because of what you do. Also, you're a period of awakening. The angels are around you, and you have spirit all around you protecting you. So remember to just say that prayer and put white light and security around you before you go out every day. Allow the angels to protect you. Things are happening quickly right now with you, with the Eight of Wands. And this is a period of time where things seem to just be go on the rise. Maybe if you haven't taken that vacation yet, then this may be a great time to book that vacation and get out of your area for a bit. I'm going to teach you about the vacation because I keep on feeling like you need a vacation. Anyways, things are moving very quickly. You're getting down the road on a fast pace. There will be a few obstacles coming your way, but they're not going to catch you. So you're going to be chased, the little turtle chasing down the beach into that fresh new environment and that fresh water. And yeah, that seagull may be flying around overhead of you, but you're not in his talons. You get the Four of Swords right in the center. This is a stability card. Again, this is you standing in your truth with your angels, being guided as you move forward. This is and fours are always foundation cards. And yes, you have that foundation of truth, honesty, and integrity. And you stand with no guff there. Synchronicity. Things are falling into place right now for you. It's funny, I don't have any pentacles for you. I haven't flipped the second half of your cards. So there's more pentacles. We started with pentacles being frugal, and we're ending with pentacles. So anyways, this is the current week. You do have the synchronicity card. So you and your guides are working in tandem, and things are just falling into place as they need to right now. So remember, your angels are always around you. Do that prayer in the morning before you leave the house every morning, just asking for that protective light around you as you go about your day. But you do have the sun shining on you, so things are illuminated as you go through your week during this period of time, and everything is just going to fall right into place. You get the inspirational wands. That's your ability to use your creativity, your knowledge, that beautiful energy with the inspirational wands, which is that Queen of Wands. You've been juggling things around a bit lately, but you get the Two of Pentacles, which is that balance. So the juggling is over for this period of time, and you're refinding that balance again. You get the Spirit of Wands, which is that messenger telling you, yes, continue to use your creativity, that energy of your truth, your power, your strength as you move forward in this period of time. And you got that lucky black cat there. His name is Monty. That's my black cat. My black cat's name is Monty. He's a sweet cat, too. You also have the Ten of Swords. That is that you're not at this pier that's in disarray. You're out in the light. And you move beyond the obstacles and into the light, and you continue to sail forward with this Ten of Swords. This is you moving forward in your light as that with that warrior energy as you move forward into the next period. You're not doing this alone either. You're doing this with the Three of Pentacles in conjunction with others in partnership. So as you move forward, your partnerships will bring you more money. So if you're looking at doing some putting a little money away, being frugal, this may be a period of time, and do not take investment advice with me. You're much better at it because you're always Mr. Midas touch. This may be the time to talk to your brokers or your investment partners and tuck a little money away for the future. Again, it will bring you good, strong returns, as you well know. You like me, a numbers person, and it's working for you, although I don't have any extra money to invest. I wish I had the ability to do that. My son-in-law's like you. He's got a really good eye for investments and does really well on that. He understands it, though. I think he did take some time to study it. He grew up in New York. So. Blessings to you, Gerald. I go peek at the room sizes keep changing. Great energy. Yes. You have great energy. You always have great energy, Gerald. Your cards are always really good energy, too. Okay, next up is Red Dragon. Welcome to my room. I'm glad you got to join us. And we're at the hour-and-a-half mark. I'm dropping some 3-card readings, and Gerald, I need to pull you a Namaste card really quick. Let me do that. A Sea of Blessings. Oh, that's pretty. It says, and this is for Gerald, the universe is a project from within you, and you are a projection of the universe. You are a vast space, and yet you are spaceless. You are a divine ocean of love, a sea of blessings, and you are the wind change in the flows of through life. Namaste. Okay, I like that. Go with the flow, Gerald. Never heard that saying before from us Pisces, have you? Okay. Red dragon. Let's see what's up for you. I feel like your chakra is really imbalanced because I'm getting all these chakra colored cards. Underlying card of the deck is that Seven of Swords. You're rising above any obstacles that have been in your way. And this is bringing you, you're living in your power, your strength. You're fighting for what it is you believe in, what it is you want. I love that energy. You get the 10 of Swords. You know, this is you. Your ship is away from port. Now the port's in disarray, but you've moved into the light. So you're following your strength, your heart, and the guidance has been given you. And you have the embodiment of cups, the King of Cups. It's your ability to bring abundance to your family, your life, and everything around you. So I love that. And abundance is not necessarily financially. It's that you're bringing what is needed to survive. You're meeting your needs and your goals. We come into the reading with this Four of Wands. Wands is that fire energy. It is your ability to be knowledgeable about what's going on. And fours are always foundational cards, so you have a very strong foundation. You use that energy in strength, in wisdom, and in your ability to be creative in what you do in life. And this is like, see all the chakra colors. This is that balance that brings you from head to toe. It keeps your chakras in alignment. That's that great foundation. And as long as you're keeping your chakras in alignment, your ability to function and move forward and take action. So I love that card. You also, right in the center of the reading is Spirit is telling me, you get the oneness card. This is your connection to the divine, to the spiritual, to your faith and your belief system. And you stay in that energy. That's what makes you a grounded person. That's what gives you this great foundation and strength as you move forward and be able to move through life. And the final card of the reading is the Ace of Pentacles. This is, once again, at Four of Wands, that Ace of Pentacles. This is that abundance, the financial strength that you have in your life to meet all the needs and goals you think. Of course, with the beautiful fish representing of abundance, but it's also financial and monetary abundance too. So I love the cards that are coming out in your reading. Very, very positive. And oh, this is so suiting. The blessing of faith. Here's your faith. You got that oneness card, your connection with spirit, the divine, God, however you want to name it. It says the universe is testing you. Will be faith and truth to yourself. Be courageous, for you are supported by the divine ocean of love. You are gifted with this time with the blessings of the blessings of strong faith that will see you through the present challenges. Namaste. So I love that. And that beautiful card. All that strength. And it looks like it's a picture of Devil's Tower coming out of a field of beautiful red poppies with some lavender. I love that. This deck has some of the neatest cards. So, next up is Micaiah, and welcome to the room. If you are not a member, like and subscribe and become a member. It's free, and I do readings on Saturdays And Sundays, Saturdays, it's usually between 1:30 and 2. And Sundays, it's usually I switch my time to 1:30. I follow Brenda's Tarot with Brendan and do readings on her channel. That's Brenda's Tarot. And then I follow her about an hour after her show. So if she has a really, really full room, if she didn't get through the free readings list, you can always come over. I do free personal readings, do 3-card readings. And if you want to ask a question, I do $5 5-card plus readings for questions. A lot of times I'll run a double row of 5. Which ends up being a full reading. So inexpensive way to get a reading. And it really helps me support my channel and pay for the services to keep the channel running. Okay. So Makaya. The underlying card of the reading is the masculine of the Lovers card. So, Lovers card doesn't necessarily mean you have a new love coming into your life. This is a partnership card. It's mostly a partnership with a male or a male co-worker. It's that masculine energy. Just because it is a masculine energy doesn't necessarily mean it's a man. It could be a woman that has the masculine presence. And strength representative of masculinity. It is followed by the embodiments of swords, the embodiment meaning the King of Swords. This is your ability to rise up in your strength, your power. That's that warrior energy that allows you to transcend and move forward and take charge and to fight for what it is you want, and the ability to provide that to yourself and your family and those you love around you. You also are the magician. You can manifest and create anything you want to come true. So use that energy to think of very positive things, to put that out there and manifest what you want as a magician to move forward in this journey. Always remember, when you're manifesting, keep everything in that positive energy light. Do not say, I don't want. When you're manifesting, you want to keep everything positive. Of how you want things to come forward to you. We come into the reading with this Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands is telling me that you have that creative energy, that knowledge. This is a strength card. This is that power card, that presence, that you are going to take charge of anything you do. You're going to use creativity, your knowledge, and strength to move forward in that energy. You're very connected right in the center of the reading with the Hierophant. This is your connection with your spirituality, your divine, and your connection with your guides. You trust your guides and the guidance that they give you, and you're very faithful in how you move and present yourself in this world. Love that. You also need to be aware of things that aren't serving you. With this 8 of Cups is to take the time to if you have that burden of somebody attaching themselves to you, that connection that somebody's burdening you, you need to sever your ties with that person so that you can move forward and that they're not bringing that negative energy down on you. This allows you to separate, move in a positive light. So if something is not serving you, sever your ties to it. Don't let it be part of your life anymore. Let it go and move forward and ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What positive thing came out of it? Because anything negative from your past, when you sever that tie, there was lessons for you to learn. And once you acknowledge those lessons, you do not have to relearn them. It allows you to sever from that energy completely. And by doing that, you get the celebration card, because an extra card came out with it. And it's telling you that it is time to celebrate. And I'm going to love the card because I'm an avid coffee drinker. And don't you love you are the only fish in the sea for me cup. And yes, I'm a Pisces. Sorry about my sloppy cup because I've been frothing Anyways, that's that celebration card. Yes, you have a lot to celebrate by freeing yourself of anything that may be attached to you, severing that tie, and it'll allow you to be able to celebrate life and celebrate your achievements. So, blessings to you. And Namaste card from my deck. Love the artwork in this deck. It says, blessings are woven in truth. It says, have the courage to speak your truth, and a heavy burden will be lifted. It is the best that everyone involved knows where you stand. The truth will set both you and others free. This is a blessing for all concerned, but most of all for you, dear one. Namaste. I like that. Stand in your truth. Truth will set you free. So next up is my buddy Dean. Dean, if you're new to the room, Dean is usually my cohort that's on with me, but he's also a miracle worker teacher, and he's got a pretty interesting class this year that is keeping him on his toes, and he's working on report cards today. So he's trying to focus on this, and he is listening in the background and laughing at me because I can hear him laughing. He was a lovely Dean. And let's see what your coming up week is going to look like. I keep on teasing him. It's time to have a cold and flu season so his cray kids can stay home for a week and heal themselves. But don't see that happening right now. Not quite into cold and flu season yet. Okay, 14. You're getting some good cards, Dean. Underlying card of the reading. The best card in the deck, the Sun card. Everything's illuminating. So, everything's an illumination. Everything's going to fall into place with synchronicity. There's you and your guardian angels keeping over you, and everything's being illuminated now, and I know what's been going on. So I think things are going to work out for the better, and things are going to, you're going to get more and more stability going on around that. You also get the Spirit of Pentacles, and that is that financial security. Yeah, it's not an abundance of finances, but it is a financial security that's hopping around your way, my bunny. And of course, you're staying in connection with your spirit guides and to your higher power. That is, listen to your guides as you're making decisions, as you're moving through this week. So I love it. You get the inspiration of swords. That's you, the warrior. With the feminine warrior energy, you taking charge of staying in that truth, not taking guff from anybody. So keep up that warrior fight as you battle on through the week. You got this under control. It is followed by the Ten of Cups, the happy family card. I love it. And there's, of course, our orchids. And yes, killer whales are orchids. They're in the dolphin family. And they're very, very bright animals. Use your creativity and all that. Even though this is a cups, an emotional card, and a water card, also use your creativity to drive this happiness and family and good well-being. And I know you love art. So right in the center of the reading is the embodiment of swords. I like this. You have the inspiration of swords and the embodiment of swords. So you got that warrior energy working in partnership. I have this feeling this is you and your teaching partner that you've been working with. Yes, you know who I'm talking about. You both are coming up with game plans and solutions for working with the kids that you've been working with, trying to get through some of those struggles through that. But you're going to achieve goals, share techniques, advice, strength, and keep up the great fight. You know, you do this in partnership with the Lover's card. This is the feminine Lover's card. Take it for what it is. I don't know. Anyways, this is in partnership with other, and my guides are saying this is work related though. This is you working in conjunction with others to achieve your goals, and move in a very positive direction. And of course, you get the High Priestess card. That's your faith. That's your connection with the divine, with your spirituality, with that feminine divine energy. So you have got that on your side. I love these cards, Dean. It's a great reading, great cards. Have faith. You're being guided through this period of time, and you'll get those report cards done without stress. I know you were working on them this morning when we talked. Ooh, that's neat. Look at that picture. Yes, it's the oak tree with the butterflies ascending into the oak tree, which is reflecting in the moon on the card. It says, oh, I guess it's the sun. It says, sunlight blessings. A ray of light bursts through the clouds of uncertainty, and the darkness transforms into light. A new day is born, and the first buds of spring appear. You are blessed with the birth of something new. A new season for life begins with a very special blessing. Namaste. So see, I got that reading right too. Doesn't that reflect in the reading? Things are in a transitional period for the better. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I think I missed Marby. Okay, Marby, you are my last reading. Sorry for getting them out of order, but oops. Oh, I thought it was Marby. I screwed that up. Anyways, Marby, I'm going to throw you one, Marby. I don't know if I read for you or not. I don't know why, but you came back up in my head. And I know I read from the kid already. Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, we come into the reading with the Three of Swords. A little bit of heartbreak's happening right now. And you're feeling like, in the center of the reading, you're feeling like this is a tower moment. But realize that you do have a strong foundation. And I don't usually get negative cards for you, Marby. So, a little bit of heartbreak, bringing you a feeling of a tower moment, but you have a strong foundation, and you need to manifest what changes you're wanting to make in life and what you want to bring forward into this cycle as you move out of this feeling of heartbreak and feeling like things are a little bit out of control. I don't feel like it's falling apart. I think you're just feeling the turmoil of the times right now. Put out their intuition, that manifestation of what you're wanting to see your world, because the underlying card of the reading is telling me that you are connected with your guides, your spirit. So put out that energy towards them, ask for that help, and seek it out, and it will come to you. Remember to stay grounded. Don't let this energy take control of you and bring you down. Stay grounded and stay faithful with this life force energy. With your faith and your grounding, you will get through this period of time, because you are on your path. You're ascending into the next level with the world card. So you are on your life path. This is just one hiccup this week that you're overcoming, and you get right back on path. You're taking a look at everything from the highest perspective, because this is the card you get, is perspective. And this isn't the Four of Pentacles looking from that level. You're looking from the highest level possible, taking an assessment on what's going around you, and being guided in the right direction by taking the bigger view. And this is going to allow things to start moving much quicker and moving into a very positive way. So have faith, have strength. You've got a small hiccup that you're getting past, and then everything goes to put out there in the universe what it is you're wanting to achieve in the direction you're wanting to go, and it will take you there. Remember to take perspective on what's going on around the world and what's going on around you, and this will allow you to stay focused and get that guidance from spirit, into a very positive direction. You are ascending into that beautiful energy, and you are on your life path. So don't let the little things get you down. And let's see what Gaia has to say. It's a Namaste blessing. It says, the divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. I bow to you and honor your inner light of pure and unconditional love. Eternal peace be with you. Eternal love be with you. Eternal joy be with you through this serendipitous blessing. I had to sound the word out because it's not a word I see spelled out that often. I like the word serendipitous, though. Love it. And I want to pull a surrender card for you. Surrender to passion, Marby. It says, get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. So, yep, Spirit wanted you to hear that message too. So blessings to you, Marby. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I had a great time. We're right at the 2-hour marker, just under by 4 minutes. So join us tomorrow. Brenda will be on Brenda's Tarot and Card Readings. She'll be on tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Pacific Time, and whatever your time zone is in between that or overseas, you'll have to do the math. Join her and Anne for readings tomorrow, and then I will be back on at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'll go ahead and post that up today, and hopefully Dean is done with the report cards and his lesson plans and all that and can join me. Huh, Dean? Put the pressure on him, everybody. I like reading with Dean. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a beautiful afternoon and a wonderful Sunday. And we'll see you tomorrow on the other side. So.